Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Constable Amanda Steed, and I will be leading tonight's badge presentation ceremony for our new two canines. For our new two canines. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge that this ceremony takes place on the unceded traditional territory of the Kakite First Nation, on whose lands we live and work. Tonight's ceremony has a very special significance, given the names selected for the two dogs are to honor the memory of police officers from partner agencies. I would now like to invite Chief Officer Dave Jones to come over and say a few words.
Thanks, Amanda, and hopefully everyone just can breathe here, right? So first of all, it's really our honor and pleasure here tonight to introduce the latest two dogs that the Metro Vancouver Transit Police have recently started deploying throughout the system. You know, part of it, the long training and things go through, makes these dogs pretty special, as they do have one unique characteristic, and I call it is they are a working dog meant for purposes of detecting certain items. They're not aggressive trained when people think about it. They're not necessarily trained in trying to track down individuals, and that they are they're an ambassador to our organization and the cities that we work through. So people may wonder, you know, when we came up, and Sergeant Gord McGuinness is going to explain the naming and how we came about to the naming of this. The Metro Vancouver Transit Police doesn't just police in one area or one stationary spot. We actually go through 22 different communities, and including in that is 11 First Nations communities as well. So when we look around at all of our partner agencies, both near and far, as to what happens, it becomes important that we also recognize and try and embrace them and have some, I must say, reaching out in connection to those as well. I also want to recognize Sergeant Gord McGuinness, who has spent the time developing this program here. Sergeant McGuinness comes with a long history of working in canine dog sections, started with the Vancouver Police Department, came to the Metro Vancouver Transit Police, and then really excelled at what he was doing here with that support and guidance that he's been getting here. But Gord is recognized as, in training explosive dogs or explosive scent dogs, not only here, but throughout the North America. In particular, he has got strong partnerships back east in the Toronto Police, Ontario Police agencies, and recently was recognized by the New York City Police Department and Bureau of Transit in training their dogs as well in this. He does a lot to make sure that they're up to date, and it's my honor to actually see him tonight fulfill his kind of goal and dream of actually starting to name the dogs after individuals who have contributed to policing and their communities throughout various cities in Canada. Thanks.
Thank you, Chief Jones. I would now like to call on the Sergeant in charge of the K9 unit, Sergeant Gord McGuinness, to come forward and lead the presentation segment of this evening's event. Each dog will be called forward individually and a description read out of the officer they are named in memory of.
Thank you, Amanda. Well, as the title of this ceremony said, it's a canine graduation ceremony, and I've done enough of these over my years. When you bring dogs into a ceremony, you never know what you're going to get, so just bear with it. I'd like to welcome you all to the Transit Police Canine graduation. Let me begin by recognizing Chief Jones, Deputy Chief Cumberworth of the Metro Vancouver Transit Police, Inspector Meir of the Vancouver Police, and Inspector Mullins from the New Westminster Police, who are both currently with us on a secondment to transit. Let me just say that a canine unit is only as good as our executive allows us to be. So we're an excellent unit, and I want to thank you all for your strong support and leadership. We are pleased to have George Madden from the Transit Police Board here as well, and Chief Constable Sear from the Abbotsford Police Department. Thank you very much for attending tonight. It is my honor to recognize the Massales family members, Estelise and Ryder, who are here tonight in the front row, who have traveled to join us tonight, and the Harnett family in Alberta, who unfortunately couldn't be here. You will soon hear the special legacies that these families have given to the Transit Police. Tonight is about celebrating our new K9 graduates, and in doing so, also honoring two fallen officers in a very special way. Before we move into the presentations, I'd like to take a moment to share some background on our K9 unit and provide context as to just how integral these K9 teams are to public safety. The Metro Vancouver Transit Police employs many public safety strategies to keep the transit system safe for the millions of riders annually who travel on our system as their primary mode of transportation. One of the highest profile and most important resources in maintaining public safety is our explosive detection K9 teams. No matter where they are working, they catch the attention of all who pass. They are admired and respected for their purpose, their dedication, and their skills. In 2010, the Transit Police created the K9 unit to coincide with the Olympic Games. The mission of the unit is to be a proactive, pedestrian, and train-based K9 patrol that will detect, deter, respond, and mitigate terrorist attacks. Today, the Transit Police K9 unit is recognized internationally as a leader in K9 policing and is currently the largest single-purpose explosive detection dog unit in Canada. We also have the distinction of being the largest mass transit K9 unit in the country. The unit has established the unique vapor scent passenger screening deployment model to detect body-worn explosives on moving subjects. We have introduced multiple breeds, including the Deutsch Drathar, and today's graduate that you'll see later, the German short-haired pointer. And we are the first to cross-train our dogs for firearm and ammunition detection. Turning now to the handler selection process and demands of the job. The K9 unit selects only the most dedicated and skilled officers and high-drive searching K9s to enter this program. K9 handlers must go through an extensive 12-week training course and validation process before they are certified to be operational on the system. K9 handling in a mass transit environment is one of the most difficult assignments that any dog team anywhere would have. The handler team patrols the transit system, buses, trains, C-bus, and interact with thousands of commuters every hour in a very hectic and unpredictable environment. As such, we must be selective in our process and demand very high standards of our handlers. As things return to a sense of post-pandemic normalcy, we are seeing ridership numbers continue to increase, and the demands on these new graduates and our K9 units is going to exponentially increase. When people go off to work in the morning, heading to the SkyTrain or the bus, they may be a little bit nervous, and depending on the hour, some may feel a little bit isolated and alone. But what happens when that transit police officer steps off that platform onto that train? Or more importantly, a police officer with a K9. Everyone looks, everyone takes a deep breath, and they relax. And they say under their breath, "I can relax now." As I introduce our new graduates, I want them to know that this is a reassurance that they will be providing the public every day that the public rides the system. I'd now like to introduce our graduates, Constable Lisa McKay and Constable Sean Bassey. Chopper's got a little bit of a limp tonight. He's on dog compo. He scratched his paw doing some training this morning. Put him in and sit there. Today is a celebration for these officers who have completed extensive training, but equally important, this is a day for us to remember those who have come before us. With the permission and support of the Masales and Harnett families, we are truly honored to be able to acknowledge the dedication and service of two fallen heroes by naming these new specialized canines after their loved ones, Sergeant Andrew Harnett and Constable Ryan Masales, otherwise known as Chopper. Sergeant Harnett joined the Calgary Police Service 12 years ago after serving as a military police officer. He was promoted to sergeant in 2019 and was last assigned to District 5. While working to keep our streets safe, Andrew was struck by a vehicle fleeing a traffic stop. Despite the heroic attempts by his colleagues and members of EMS, he died as a result of his injuries. Andrew was dedicated to his country and to the Calgary, first joining the military police in Edmonton, and then serving the city of Calgary bravely and proudly throughout his 12-year career with the Calgary Police Service. He was proud to be a street officer and worked in District 5 where he spent his entire career. He knew the risks of the job and showed up every day regardless. Andrew would have given everything for the police, and he did. He was passionate about his role in the community and participated in many fundraising activities through the Calgary Police Service. Andrew didn't need formal recognition for anything, but he earned the respect of those that knew him, worked with him, and of his community. His 2 life-saving awards are a testimony to his dedication to going above and beyond. We will never forget the ultimate sacrifice made by Sergeant Andrew Harnett. In honor of Sergeant Andrew Harnett, the Transit Police K-9 number 10 will be named Harnett. They've had a busy day, they're tired, eh?
Most members after 5.
Constable Ryan Masales, also known as Chopper, was hired by the Vancouver Police Department in 2001, and in 2010 he transferred to the Abbotsford Police Department. Ryan had 19 years of service as a police officer, which included working in patrol, drug squad, gang squad, and surveillance as part of his secondment to the Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit. In addition, he worked several significant files as a Level 2 undercover operator with the BC Municipal Undercover Program, and taught both beginners and advanced drug courses at the Justice Institute of BC. Ryan loved his work, but the thing he loved most in life was being a father to his son, Ryder. Family was his passion, along with being kind to others. Anyone who knew him would agree that he truly was one of a kind. Ryan bravely fought his disease, never giving up. He will always be loved by his family, friends, and colleagues. Something that is loved is never lost. In honor of Constable Ryan, Chopper Masales, Transit Police K-9 number 11 will be named Chopper. Just put him, sit on, just correct him up. There you go. When these 2 teams that you see here before you go out on patrol, they would really be going out as a team of 3. The handler, the K-9, and the honoree. When someone comes up to a K-9 officer, the first thing on the system they usually say is, "May I pet your dog?" The next question is, "What's your dog's name?" This is when our new handlers tell the story behind the name. We keep the legacy and the spirit of our fallen loved ones alive. The bond that is created by this tribute will be one of the strongest bonds between human and animal. These new K-9 teams will serve with pride, remembering the sacrifices of these officers who came before them. In closing, you can be rest assured in any given hour on any given day, people will be hearing the names Harnett and Chopper shouted out proudly, echoing throughout the Metro Vancouver transit system as these K-9s work hard in their service to the public. Congratulations to the handlers.
Thank you, Sergeant McGinnis. And again, congratulations to our new K-9 team members, Harnett and Chopper. For this portion of the evening, we would like to take the opportunity to present the Masales family with a framed portrait of police dog Chopper.
The Transit Police dog Chopper proudly serves the citizens of Metro Vancouver and was named in memory of Constable Ryan Masales of the Abbotsford Police Department. Thank you.
Chopper's excited. Look at that tail wag. That concludes the formal portion of this evening's event. Thank you again for attending, and I invite you to stay. Please enjoy the refreshments and the food at the back of the room. Thank you.